Hi everyone, welcome to my IVF journey. My name is Nikki and I'll be starting my stems tonight. So I'm very excited about that. This is actually my third IVF cycle. My previous two cycles were both failures and I'm still trying. I'm not giving up. So I'll just take you back. This is my first video, so I'll give you a little background and tell you a little bit about my story and how I got to where I'm at today. Back in 2004, I had discovered, or the doctors had discovered, that I had blocked tubes and a lot of scar tissue, and one was severely damaged. So I had to have my left tube removed in December of 2004. And that following year, I had did an IVF cycle, which was back in 2005. Back then, I had retrieved 13. They had retrieved 13 eggs, and out of those 13 eggs, 8 of them had matured and fertilized and matured. So 5 of them. Back then, they did 3-day transfers. So on the third day, I put in. We did 3 embryos, and none of the embryos made it, but God knows best because that was with a previous marriage, and you know, some things you just, some things we'll never know the answer to, but that's one thing I do know the answer to, and I thank God that back then He didn't make it happen. So fast forward to now, I've been with my new husband for 4.5 years. Well, we've been married for 4.5 years, and he's just a wonderful man. I'm sure he never thought that he would be here doing like in vitro fertilization, but he's very supportive and he's just awesome. He really is. And he gets upset with me though because I hold everything inside and I refuse to talk to anyone about what we're going through. And I try to like tell him the things that I went through back 10 years ago, 11 years ago when I did IVF back then. And it's good to have people to support you, but they really just don't understand. They really don't. And it's kind of sort of, that's so easy to say that people, if you haven't been through it, you don't understand. But people used to always say that as far as people who have lost their mom. Well, that's the truth too. My mom passed away from pancreatic cancer 2 years ago, July 15th of 2014. And that's something you have to experience in order to understand what we go through with not having our mom. So, and that's one person that I would tell if she was here is my mom because she really was my best friend. And I want to have an opportunity to be an awesome mom the way she was. So I don't want to get onto that because I can feel myself getting emotional. But I choose not to tell anyone. And I just want to say thank you to you ladies for inspiring me and motivating me to even record my journey and to share it with you. But I feel like you do understand what I'm going through and you do understand. And, it's different. So I'm really thankful to, I'm sad that it's so many of us that have to go through this. But I'm thankful that we do stick with each other and we're there for each other to help each other, encourage each other, cheer us on, support, and truly be happy when you hear that you're pregnant, someone's pregnant, one of us. So it's just different. It's a different feeling. It's unexplainable, and only you would understand. So fast forward to this year. In April, my husband and I did a fresh cycle, and from that fresh cycle, five they retrieved 5 eggs, and using ICSI, 3 of them had matured and fertilized. So on day 5, one of them had made it to blast. And we did a 5-day transfer. And they told me they would watch the other 2 for another day and see what happens. So on day 6, one of them had made it to blast and one didn't. So we did, that one made it to freeze. They said both of the embryos looked really good. She had graded them like a 1AA. Um, One of them had, well, the one that I did on the first cycle had already started to hatch. Actually, the, was it the frozen embryo? I'm not sure. And I wish I had my pictures near me, but I don't. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of throwing caution to the wind and just, speaking from my heart and my mind. As I don't have any notes or anything, so maybe next time I'll be better prepared and I'll have the pictures of my embryos. So the one that we did the first cycle, of course, that was a failure. And we immediately did the frozen embryo transfer in June, and that also was a failure. So when I went to see my doctor June 21st, because I was ready to start a first cycle ASAP, he had did an ultrasound and I had a cyst on my left ovary. So he had already said that he was going to do a different protocol this time, opposed to doing the same one that he did the last time, which was I just did 2 powders of Menopur, 300 of the Gonal F, and then I did what is it, Gonorelics, I think. I did one of those where the is already pre-filled. I did one of those. One day I did that. So this protocol, because I have the cyst, he feels like the birth control would suppress that, which I was on birth control pills for basically a whole month because I just stopped my last pill July 19th on Tuesday. And Thursday I started the microdose Lupron, and I do 20 units a day, 10 in the morning, 10 at night. I started that yesterday, and then today I start stimming, which I'll do 2 powders of Menopur and 300 of the Gonal F, which my doctor was telling me that my insurance, Optum, they have a limit on the amount of medication that their patients can take. So he was telling me this during our consultation that I had on June 21st with him. So I felt some kind of way with that because it's just like, I feel like that's decreasing my chances. So I'm really ready to take more medicine. Tell me your thoughts on that. If I should do 3 powders and maybe 400 Gonal F. I don't know. I just feel like it's not enough medication. I'm 40 years old, by the way. So I feel like he should be approaching this a little bit more aggressive. So give me your thoughts on that. Now, my RE thinks that I should do the testing because he feels as though that's the only reason that my cycle fell was that some of the chromosomes wasn't normal and it stopped growing. So he thinks that I should do the testing, but that's $5,000. So, and it's not like I have a whole lot of embryos to test. That's up to, they'll pay for up to 10 embryos, no matter which cycle into a live birth. But what I'm saying is, if you only retrieving 5 eggs and only 3 is fertilized, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think that I should do the testing or not? I did pay for I paid a partial payment, half of the testing, but I was telling the lady that I was having second thoughts because I had seen someone's YouTube video. I just happened to come across it, and she was saying that she regret doing it, and she also made a lot of sense. And also, a doctor out of New York, they don't feel as though it's good for patients in their 40s because it feels like it decreases our chances because we're already not working with a lot. Now, my AMH level is 1.36. I don't remember him telling me my FSH level, and I've been meaning to ask him that, and I will on my next appointment, what that was back in October when I first did, they did all my initial tests. So, I'm going to find that out. So, give me your thoughts on if I should take more medicine and your thoughts on the testing. Because, again, I don't, it's not like I have any known trace that I'm a carrier for sickle cell or I am a carrier for SMA, which is a respiratory uh, whatever. I don't mean to keep saying but that is like my favorite word. But my husband isn't, and in order for the baby to have SMA, both parents have to be carriers. But it's not anything that I'm just saying that we're known where we have to do the testing. And also, my husband has 3 children from his previous marriage they're all teenagers now. So, and they're all perfectly healthy. They had no issues or anything like that. So, I'm just up in the air about the testing, and I guess it just depends on, to me, how many embryos that I have for it to make sense to do that. Because either way, I mean, I would be heartbroken if they came back and said none of your embryos were normal. I'm gonna be heartbroken if he tell me I'm not pregnant. So why pay $5,000 is my thoughts. But if you have any success, or if you maybe just give me your thoughts on that. What else? I think that's it for now. I just wanted to kind of give you a little background and tell you where I'm at today. So I just, again, thank you ladies for just inspiring me and motivating me, keeping me encouraged. And I pray that I'm able to do the same throughout my journey for someone else. And I always keep all my infertility women in my prayers. And I ask that I be included in your prayers as well. Congratulations to anyone who is pregnant. And anyone that's where I'm at or going through it, just don't give up. I'm not giving up. Okay, I don't care if they say, oh, you're 40 now and this. I'm not buying it, and I'm not giving up. So I'm just going to keep pushing until I'm home holding my baby and kissing all over it. Him or her or them. Doesn't matter. So that's it, because I don't want to say again. It's Friday. Everyone have a great weekend. And if you would like to follow my journey, subscribe and leave a comment, and I'll be in touch. Thank you ladies for watching.